Hi, a very good morning to my dearest supervisor, Professor Madya Dr. Mohammed Hariri bin Bakri, and my panel, Johanna binti Abdullah Jafar, and my fellow friends. My name is Ong Jian from Faculty FPTT with the program PTMM Section 1 Group 1. In this video, I would like to present my final year project with the title, The Factors That Influence the Intention to Use Online Banking in Malaysia. The table of content in this research has 5 chapters. First of all, I would like to present the chapter 1, which is Introduction. The background of the study shows that nowadays, customers can perform a wide range of banking transactions through online banking. So online banking is a service that provides such as automatic mail payments, electronic transfer of funds, and view transaction history and others. Online banking is fast efficient because it can make a transaction done it in 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. In Malaysia, also have 20 commercial banks and 4 Islamic banks. So this is the example of local commercial bank, foreign commercial bank, local Islamic banks, and foreign Islamic bank. The Brooklyn Institution defines that millionaires of Generation Y as the people born between 1981 until 1996. So the table below shows that the Generation Y who using the online banking or mobile banking is the most in Malaysia. The next is problem statement. The intention to use online banking in Malaysia still remains low if compared with other countries. The barriers is security and privacy of banking transactions are perceived to be insecure. The main purpose of this study is to examine the factors such as cost saving, convenience, security, and features availability that affected this intention to use of online banking in Malaysia. So the next is research objective. In this research have 3 objectives. The next is research question, and this research also have 3 research questions. The significance of this research can given the benefit for four parties, which is bank user, Malaysia government, university student. And these 4 parties can comprehend the cost saving, convenience, security, and features availability will have a significant impact. The scope of this study is conducted in Malaysia. Millionaires are the respondents. The millionaires is aged between 25 until 40 years old. Come from the different gender, race, and education levels. 3 research objectives need to be achieved and prove the relationship between DV and IV. So the next chapter is about the literature review. First of all, we will done an overview previous research on the DV and IV. So this is the previous researcher have been defined the means of DV and IV. The next is theoretical model. In this research, I am using the term which can be investigate, accept, or reject the new technology. For the next is about the research framework, and this is my research framework. For the chapter 3 is about the research methodology. For the research design, succinct and logical plan to tackle established research questions through collection, interpretation, analysis, and discussion of the data. Descriptive study was used in this research, more concerned primarily with the cause related with a phenomenon. In this research hypothesis, I will generate the 4 hypotheses. The next is operationalization of construct. For the section A is about the background of the respondent. The section B is time factors. For the section C is about the intention to use of online banking. So from the population and sampling show that I will choosing the millionaire, which is a Generation Y in Malaysia, to conduct a survey from different gender, race, and education levels. And through the government website, we can get the amount which is 40.86% from the population are millionaire in Malaysia. So I am using the Craigslist and Morgan tables. So I will choose that 384 respondents needed for this survey. So for the data analysis, I am using the descriptive analysis for the section 1, section B, and also the section C. And I also using the reliability and validity to measure how well a measurement to deal with different structure and deliver reliable scores. I also using the Cronbach alpha test. In addition, I also using the Pearson correlation coefficient analysis to measure and determine the movement of relationship between DV and IV. Well, I also using the multiple linear regression analysis to determine which IV have a greatest influence on the DV. So the next is about the chapter 4, which is result and discussion. First of all, I am doing the pilot test result show that the Chrome brush alpha value is 0.966. So it shows that this result has good, excellent reliability. And next is about the descriptive analysis for demography respondent. For the gender, we can get that 40.9% is from female and 59.1% is for male. While the range show that 59.6% from Malay, 30.2% from Chinese, while the 10.2% from Indian. For the age, showing 49.5% of the respondent from 25 years old until 29 years old, while the 21.4% showing the respondent who are 30 years old until 34 years old. The 17.2% respondent is come from 35 years old until 39 years old, while the 12% is the respondent who are 40 above. For the highest education level, showing that 34.1% respondent from degree, 30.2% respondent from the most secondary education, the 31.3% respondent from diploma, while the 4.4% respondent from postgraduate. The next is about the descriptive analysis for independent variable. In this descriptive statistic for cost saving, showing that the mean are at the range from 4.08 until 4.3, while the descriptive statistic on convenience showing that the mean value is between 4.1 until 4.21. The next is descriptive statistic on security showing that the mean value from 3.97 until 4.13. While the last is descriptive statistic on features availability showing that the mean value from 3.99 until 4.15. For the last descriptive analysis for DV showing that the mean value between 4.2 until 4.31. The next is reliability and validity of research instrument. By using the SPSS, we can get the Chrome brush alpha value is 0.969 for this research. So based on the table that show at chapter 3, we can conclude that the value of Chrome brush alpha higher than 0.8. So it means that these research are excellent good reliability. The next is about the Pearson correlation coefficient. For the intention to use and the cost saving show that 0.719% correlation, while the convenience with intention to use online banking is showing 0.722. The security with intention to use of online banking is 0.679, while the last is feature availability with the intention to use online banking is 0.656. For the next is multiple linear regression analysis. From this table, show that our value is 0.768. The R-square value for the regression of intention to use online banking is 0.59. Well, it showed that 58.5% of intention to use online banking was influenced by independent variables, while 41.5% was influenced by other factors. And the ANOVA table showed that the F-test value is 136.220. The significant level is 0.0. If the p-value less than 0.05, means that the IV have a substantial impact on the intention to use online banking. Through the coefficient table, we can conclude and get the hypothesis result show that hypothesis 1, 2, 3 is accepted, while the hypothesis 4 is not accepted. The last chapter is conclusion and recommendations. First of all is about the summary of finding. For the research objective 1, so we can summary that 4 factors identified that can be influence the intention to use online banking. From the descriptive analysis, show that the most of respondents agree this factor that could influence the intention to use of online banking. For the research objective 2, from the result, the correlation between 3 of the independent variables and the dependent variable were positive, which is cost saving, convenience, and security, while the features availability show there are no relationship with the dependent variables. For the research objective 3, show that the convenience is the most influencing factor that identified in the intention to use of online banking among Generation Y in Malaysia, while the second is cost saving and followed by security and features availability. The next is research limitation. In this research, the limitation is about the time constraint and small sample size. The second is small measure for multiple linear regression, while the last is limited access to data. For the last is future research and recommendation. For the future, researchers should include respondents from business to business marketing in the survey questionnaire to provide more exact information on the intention to use online banking service in Malaysia. The recommendation that banks should continue to provide the excellent service to maintain their customer relationship in future. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.